All right, everyone. Welcome back to another great episode of ICAST Radio. I am your host, Brian Carter. Bass Geek is back with us, everyone. And Thomas Aaron's fishing the DMV. Before we get started, hopefully you guys all checked out last week's episode. Me and Thomas had a really, really good conversation. I love doing the conversation episodes. It was great. And we're going to do another one tonight because hopefully you guys all saw Bass Geek was at ICAST this past weekend. So it was quite a lot of other few people were at ICAST as well. Yep. But Thomas, by the way, if you guys didn't check it out, I know it's probably somewhere up on YouTube or social media or somewhere. Thomas went live with his gang at ICAST 2025. So you guys make sure you head on over and check that out. But let's go around the room real quick, and we're going to talk about a few things, and then we're going to dive in tonight's episode, and we're going to talk about what we're going to kind of turn over to Bass Geek and talk about what he found that he liked at ICAST 2025 that you all should look forward to. You know, I did see this the other day. I saw Missile Baits has some new stuff coming out. I think a lot of stuff, it's not taking as long as it used to be. We kind of made this analogy last week at, the VHS analogy and the movies where it took a year for a movie to come out after you watched it. It's the process is getting a little bit better in the fishing world. That's because our men, and we are mostly men, not all, but our attention span's only so long. And 6 months after ICAST, we never forgot about it unless you keep throwing it up in our face or putting it in social media and all that great stuff, so we don't forget. But we'll swing with down here below me for everybody watching us on YouTube. Thomas, what's happening in your world, brother?
Dude, not much at all. Things are going good. Just keep pumping out the content. Had a great live stream going over a lawsuit in Wisconsin about wake boats, which is very interesting. The local community wants to ban wake boats. And what's scary is two people that live in Florida that own a law firm are suing the community.
Oh, wow.
So they don't even live in Wisconsin. And this has already gotten up to their judicial Congress in Wisconsin because they have the money to do it. Yeah. And I brought up this kind of scary that they have that kind of power to open the lake back up. It's almost like if somebody lived in New York and was like, I don't like fishing at Smith Mountain Lake. It bothers me. I'm going to bring a lawsuit against the lake. And it looks like the town's going to buckle. So that is a terrifying precedent that's being set right now. So that was fun.
Well, number one, you can't blame us Southerners because Florida is not in the South. Okay. Florida is a bunch of New Yorkers and New Jersey, whatevers, who moved to Florida. Trust me, that's what Florida is. So, and I just come from there. I come from the armpit of America.
God damn.
There we go.
Yeah.
Also, guys, yesterday, if I watched it, I was sitting here doing some computer work, but I was watching Thomas's live. And I'm not sure if that was Patreon members only, but I am a Patreon member, by the way. But hopefully you are as well. But there's some nice looking fish being caught in your event. I mean, really nice looking fish. Good gosh. I mean,
we're up to over 300 fish that have been submitted in the first week, and this bad boy goes until Labor Day weekend. So it's... Guys, I'm going to try to stay up on the fish catches. I popped the computer and thought, after 7 days, there's going to be no problem. And it's just like 300 plus fish that I have to like go through. I'm like, holy crap, I'm not waiting that long again. But yeah, they're killing it. They're absolutely loving it. It's been fun so far to see. Again, I'll keep saying this. The difference between a smallmouth and a largemouth is fascinating when it comes to different bodies of water. Smallmouth looks so different depending on where they're caught compared to a largemouth. The green ones just kind of look the same in general, depending on where they are. But the smallmouth, oh my God, it's crazy the difference that they are depending on where you catch them from.
You'll be proud of me. I'm actually getting ready to enter a online tournament. I can't talk a lot about it.
Oh my!
But because technically I'm in the Northeast, I'm going to enter. You can enter as weight or length. I'm going to do length because last year I was catching smallmouth. It'd be like 22 inches, but he'd weigh 3 pounds. So down here they're long and lean in the heat. So
look at you. Awesome. Look at you.
All right, so guys, this is if you guys don't know, all of Thomas's events are Patreon only members. So if you're not a Patreon member, you need to be one. Is it closed yet? Are we there, or what's the deal? I know
You can still enter this tournament. People asked by popular demand. I'm going to keep Patreon open 2 more weeks so people have time to sign up for the event if they'd like to.
All right, so make sure you head on over, follow Thomas, become a Patreon member, enter the events, and like I said, it's a great event. And like I said, I watched yesterday. I caught you live because I just got home and was uploading some stuff to the basscast.com. And I was like, dude, these are some good looking fish. So I mean, you guys are catching them. I mean, you really are tearing them up. And you guys are catching them, and we're canceling them because the water's too hot. So Smith Mountain Lake, I heard, been in between 80 and 90 degrees. So I mean, we're
Water
trying
ain't never too hot, Brian. Come on, they still swim and eat.
They do, but we don't want to kill them. So we try not to kill them. All right. So, but guys here at basscast.com, I want to thank everyone for checking us out the last couple of weeks. You guys, like I said, knew it's ICAST. Press releases are dropping left and right with new product. Please don't forget about some of these products. I mean, it was some great stuff that was dropped. Some stuff that we were like, again. Ain't that right, Thomas? But there was a couple unique things that were dropped, and hopefully, they will take off, and we will see them here this fall within your local tackle store. Or, as you guys all know, I put the discount tackle link in there, as well as our Patreon link in the comments section. So if you don't want to become a Patreon member, hey, I understand, but appreciate if you could. But there is a discount tackle link in the comments where you usually save 20 to 25% off all tackle, like all tackle. And I mean, you can buy Senkos for cheaper than you can buy them at Walmart, guys. They're like $6 a pack when they run a sale. I mean, they're $7, $8, $9, $10 if you go to Bass Pro Shop and all the other big box stores. I mean, stock the heck up. Fall is right around the corner. It will be here before you know it. The basscast.com will be kicking back up. Also, the Big Bass Tour, you guys have seen that, is coming back again in the fall. And they went ahead and did it. You guys all saw it. If you get our press releases through your email, they're coming back twice again next year. I just think that we're going to be a 2-time-a-year event. I mean, they're going to be coming back twice. It's going to be once in the spring and once in the fall. The Big Bass Tour. They love you guys. You love them. Or is it, wait a second, you keep paying them money so they will keep coming back. There you go. But it really is a great event. And I love the strategy behind it. And that's the reason why I like it so much, because you never know when that big bass is going to be brought up. You never know what the weights are going to be for that hour. I mean, we have a good idea. We've been doing this long enough. I mean, that we know, throughout the day, the weights usually drop off. But, we saw in the fall when the weights just kicked up and it was like the 8-pounder won day 2, the final day, like the last hour, 2 hours or 3 hours before the whole thing ended. So, I mean, he had just caught it, ran right on in, boom, won the whole thing, took home a brand new boat. So, I mean, the event is cool. The strategy is pretty freaking awesome. And it gives a Joe Blow, don't matter what type of boat you have, and we're going to talk about that tonight as well. It don't matter what type of boat. We had a guy, father and son, this is no lie. I haven't seen him for a while. I'm not sure what's up. Fish out of a canoe, guys. They fished a Big Bass Tour event out of a canoe. So, I mean,
that's pretty wild.
So you can fish out of anything. I mean, I've seen people, upgrade from a 1974 to a 2004. So, I mean, you ain't got to be the fastest. You just got to be sitting on what you think is going to be the biggest bass overall day number 1, because it's over 800 anglers, plus anglers that fish our event on Smith Mountain Lake. I can't tell you about other events, but our event is right over 800 anglers. So get signed up, get registered. They're going to be back this fall again on Smith Mountain Lake, and the basscast.com will be there for all 3 days. We're excited about that. All right, guys, we're going to turn it over to Bass Geek. Like I said, just got back from ICAST. He's got some photos for you guys. Please watch on YouTube. Make sure you follow us along on YouTube as well. He's got some photos he's going to share with us. and we're going to talk about what all he saw and what he learned from this event. First of all, Geek, this is second time to ICAST.
Third
time to ICAST.
This actually will work better because we can get MSRP and a little bit of everything.
Oh, sweet. Was it bigger and better, or was it about the same, or are we? We kind of talked about it last week about, was it stagnant? Was it,
No, I mean, again, I always go in to ICAST with the realization. I'd talked to somebody, I think maybe we talked about this, but realistically, I think bass fishing has experienced a boom in a couple of different ways. Social media, early on, the rush to get to ICAST and see the new baits, and it was the big deal. Then, of course, the bug hit, and it was another. And I think you're seeing that kind of begin to level out now. Kind of self-right itself, right?
Yeah.
And I think now, fishing's never moved at a hyper speed. It's always been 10
a glacier
15 years. Yeah, it's always been 10 to 15 years seemingly behind everything else. So my impression of ICAST was, it was probably, now as far as size goes, as far as booths go, as big as it's been each time I've been there. And I didn't go last year. I went the 2 years,
right
before that. So what is this year? 2025. So
2025, 2022,
2023.
Yeah.
22 might have been a little bit bigger, but I think it was still in its kind of buzz. 90%, and me, I go for the small booths. And I think what you've seen from most of the large companies, or what you see from most of the large companies every stinking year. The hot bait from Rapala was a damn whopper plopper. Come on. Whatever they want to call it. Oh, what did they do to make it different? They gave it a metal blade plopper,
yes,
which is actually the same blade. I can show you this. There was a balsa blade way back in the day that has been out for years that uses that same exact blade, and it used to actually have one on front, so it's double. But what did they do to give it different sound? Is they put a Indiana blade on the back, so it hit it every single time.
Game changer.
Now, I will say this. We
actually talked about that, Geek, and you're right. We talked about that, how the refurbish of old baits are starting to come back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one little extra twist.
If I had my
just so you don't break that copyright law.
No, I won't. All right. I got it right here. I've got the old one. And then, Strike King came out with one. Now, I will say this. They at least did put a little bit of technology in it, because there's actually a magnet ball bearing. So every time the blade turns, it's got a magnet in it. It goes tick, 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 tick. Which I thought, okay, that is technology.
Yeah,
that's kind of neat. But it's still a stupid whopper plopper, which nobody's getting bites on now. It's kind of played out. Anyway, so what were some of the things I want to know, because I hadn't got to see the podcast from last week. I've been so busy getting caught up. What were a couple of the three of the things that you guys seen that really excited?
Hairy dice, baby.
Well, so this was the big
saw 5 different versions of hairy dice.
Anything with hair, and everybody has now copied Spro and having their own mass-produced glide bait now. So that's the two things that you're seeing. But what were some of the things that you guys had kind of seen that maybe you were interested in?
The biggest thing for me was like the hook remover. I thought was really neat. There was a neat little booth with a hook remover versus doing the line trick. The dune buggy that they had there, that little buggy you could put your kayak on.
Yes.
that was really smart just to save your back. There's a robot dog with testicles. What else?
See that? What?
Yeah, that was going through the rounds. What was the other thing?
I might have even let it teabag me if it was robot testicles.
Moving on from that, the shark drone. The shark drone. I need to get somebody on the show to talk about this because Virginia Beach's stuff. That's a big industry, isn't it?
Yeah, there were actually 2 different waterproof drones there.
Huh.
So one of them didn't get a lot of. You're talking about the orange one, I believe.
Yes.
So there was another one there from a Chinese company, and it was a little bit bigger. It was waterproof too, but they used it to also saltwater fish.
Oh, wow.
Now, one other thing I did notice, I'm not saying it's good or bad, but there were a lot more. And see, the first year that I was down there, or the first and second year that I was down there, I don't really remember seeing this many Chinese manufacturers.
Oh.
In almost every aisle, there was at least a Chinese manufacturer. So if you want, so basically, and what I mean by that is if you want to start your own rod, reel, line, bait company, you get a card. As a matter of fact, one of the guys who was staying at my hotel I run into, we started a conversation. He owns the rod factory where a lot of Shimano and some other big names were made. So I don't know. You never know. Bass Geek might come out with his own rod company and be an ICAST in a couple of years.
Why?
Why?
Why are they now doing this? Why do they have such an influence? Like, again, I'm thinking nefarious reasons personally, but maybe I'm jaded.
Okay, so I run into I'm not going to say who it was because I don't want to get him in any trouble. Because it's really frowned upon. Sometimes what ends up happening is a lot of these bait companies, gosh, man, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I don't want to get in trouble. So a lot of these bait companies will come because, again, remember, we had this conversation. ICAST is not for the public.
Mm-hmm. It's
they give away awards and stuff. Yeah, they give away awards and stuff, but it's really not what it's about. That's just like a, hey, here's a little, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. There's a whole, you donate so much money, blah, blah, blah. That goes into that. Anyway. But, I talked to another guy and, there's a lot of guys that are down there walking around, bait companies, small ones, big ones. I had a conversation with one of them who was showing me some baits that they were coming out with. And I had another one. He's here in America who I've worked with in the past and, a little bit in the future when he needs me. And, he basically said, look, we need to get into, as much as everybody likes to think the whole brick and mortar is over, there's still enough of them that are selling online. There's still enough of them that sell local because a lot of guys, even like me, still like to go in and see the bait and touch the bait, feel the bait and feel the rod and reel. So it's still a good place to go and walk the floor or hang out with another company that bought a booth so that you can also talk to those distributors to get in. It's the cheapest way to do it. Now that is highly frowned upon. I don't remember what they called it. They called it something. Yeah, I've seen this a few years back. ICAST is like,
sniping?
Kinda, yeah. But I think they called it something else. But basically, you come down and you talk to the distributors, and that's one of the ways you can get your wares in front of those distributors without paying for the booth. And a lot of companies do it. A lot of companies do it. And that's what it's all about. You're trying to get in front of the distributors. You're trying to get in front of the sellers.
Yeah.
That's what ICAST is about. So in my opinion, yeah, it's still just as big as it ever was. Everybody likes to go, oh my God, pure well, Pure probably, and Pure don't like me anyway, so I'll just say the truth. Pure probably got tired of everybody pointing out that they was ripping off everybody every single year and got tired of hearing about it, because every time I even did a live stream from the hotel room before, and that was the comment. Well, at least we don't have to see who Pure copied this year, what stuff they ripped off.
Wow.
But what big companies don't?
And that's
when we talked about that last
we've got 2,000 glide baits and 2,000
right
dice baits or Harry somethings.
Yeah, I mean, Brian, you just said it. Like, we talked about this last week. I just talked about it on my live stream. Like, guys, if you're shocked and clutching your pearls, like, this happens in warfare, this happens in love, this happens in any type of business, this copying. The issue, I think, is, and I made the description on my live stream a couple days ago, that it's like the movie industry where there's no more creativity. You're copying a copy of a copy. And that's why we have Jurassic Park 17 in theaters right now, is because I think there's this entrenching of corporate America in bait companies, and corporate is the death of creativity. You don't want to take risks. It's like, oh, we'll just bet on the safe thing. Let's put some hair on that dice, and it already sells. Let's do that instead of maybe Stan, who has a great idea, but it might not work. And that to me is, how long can an industry, any industry, because this happens in other industries where it will stagnate, how long can it last until it either dies or starts to fade a little bit?
Well, and so I worked with a small company at one point in time, who I know for a fact more than one large company ripped off, right? And really at this point, I hate even using that word, because like you said, it happens in every industry. And, he even told me, he said, that's the fishing industry. It's been the fishing industry forever. It'll be the fishing industry
everywhere, guys. I mean, you can buy.
Yeah, well, not only that, but even for the hard baits, and he had said, imitation is the best form of flattery. You just have to take it like that and go on, because let's face it, what company doesn't have a Cinco? I mean, so that's one thing. I get that a lot on my channel. I'll do a video on a bait, and of course somebody will say, "Oh man, that's just a ripoff of this or that. I hate ripoffs." Well, then you must hate everybody that has a beaver style bait, because the first company that came out with that was Reaction Innovations. You must hate everybody other than Cinco, because they were the first one, or Yamamoto, because they were the first ones. I mean, every bait is made a little bit different. I mean, I get it, but again, it goes back to kind of what we were talking about previously. There's only so many ways to design a new mousetrap, and we'll put it in more fishing terms. There's only so many ways to design a new fish trap. I mean, every once in a while, you're only going to get a chatterbait every decade. Yeah, maybe every 6 to 7 years, something that's truly different.
We talked about the umbrella rig,
or the umbrella rig, or you're only going to get a Cinco, every 10, really 10 years, something that truly revolutionizes,
And this is a good question for you, because what I brought up on 3 different shows is it's where the ingenuity and creativity is coming from. It seems like all of the industry is like, let's just wait for whatever Japan comes up with, and we'll just copy the shit out of that. Like a blade on a whopper plotter, they already did that. Harry dice, they did that. And what was the last American design that you can think of? Was it the umbrella rig, the chatterbait? It just seems like from that standpoint, there's a bigger gap, which is kind of sad, I guess, that you're saying in the United States, no one has the ability to come up with a cool design on their own that's uniquely American. We're just going to copy what works over on the West Coast in Japan forever.
I'm not. I mean, again, and I've got a great, I've got the floor plan. Brian, see if you can pull this up real quick.
All right, we're going to share a screen, everybody. Hopefully you guys are all watching on YouTube, by the way, so you can see the floor plan here for Geek.
And the reason why, and I don't know how to actually scroll down, because every time I scroll, it just gets smaller. But every one of those small booths you see,
Okay.
they're a small. That's a small company.
Right.
Some of them, maybe that's in the double booths. Could be a smallish company. But I mean, you see all of these booths. These these booths. I mean, you're looking at a lot of small or smaller companies, and that's what I like to go look for. They generally have the better designs or something that's unique. And the thing of it is it a lot of times it's so unique that we miss it. They come and go, and nobody actually ever jumps on it, or it's very regional in style, and we miss probably some of the best baits because a lot of people are going to look at it kind of like I look at that Z-Man, what is it, Hellraiser, and go, that's a piece of crap. But I mean, so, and I think that's the thing about ICAST. Like, you can see just from this how many small companies there. I mean,
it's really great to see that, to be honest. After what we've seen since COVID, and we've seen a lot of companies being bought up, it is great to see some of these smaller companies to come back into the picture. It just we're kind of in this bubble where we're kind of waiting to see some creativity from these small companies, and hopefully we'll see more in the next few months. Like I said, at our local tackle stores and discount tackle. But do you have some baits for us, Geek?
I've got a few baits. I got a few things. So, knowing that he's a sponsor, one of the things I wanted to make sure that we talk about was missile baits.
Yeah.
So, they come out. There's another company out there that already has a welded ring head. They're coming out with this. I don't think these are going to be ready. These baits are going to be ready until later in the year.
Yeah, I think I saw October, November, somewhere in there.
Yeah. I was going to say at the earliest it was going to be August, and that's kind of what you're seeing. And I will say this: a lot of the people that I spoke to had cut back the new stuff simply because of the unstable tariff situation.
Yeah.
So we a lot of the people I talked to, earlier in the year were originally planning on bringing or getting a lot of other stuff in, but a lot of them are like, well, let's wait and see how things are going to go. Now,
I'm glad you mentioned that, because Shimano is raising their prices here soon.
Yeah, I think Daiwa may have already raised some of their prices. So the Freedom Flyer, I'm actually a really big fan of. I know you can't see it from here. Let me see if I can pull this up on one of the pictures I have there. Yeah, you can see that a little bit better. See, it actually has a wing on the back, and this thing is extremely soft. So it has this little bit of darting roll action, so it's really a little bit better. And I mean, this bait, I think, is so new. This is the only color that they add to show. So, I mean, it is still like fresh that they're getting ready to roll it out. It's got a really unique action. Got to go play with it during the first day when I got down there. When you could actually get out on the water and test things. And what's funny about that is, Cruz, through Brian, and through seeing him at some of the shows down here, Watson's and that sort of stuff. I've got to know him over the past 10 years. And we entered for a dinner with all the missile guys, and me and Mike won it, a dinner for two. So we got to go out, and he bought us some high-end sushi. So he took rednecks out to eat sushi. I'd never eat sushi. Took them 15 minutes to teach me how to use chopsticks.
So you want a date night with John? Oh,
I want to date with the whole missile group.
Awesome.
Okay.
Which I'll say, man, they were really cool cats. And I mean, even afterwards, like, we would see them. I've had offers from certain ones of them to come down to Florida and go fishing with them, and so it was really, really a cool night. And yeah, I like sushi, man. At least the high end stuff. I ain't never ate the gas station style. So Might be a difference. Might be a difference.
That is awesome.
So let me see. I don't want to.
You want me to lower you real quick? Minimize
No,
you?
let's see. I got you here. Well, I thought I had you anyway. What happened? Oh, I see what's going on. Now I will say this: I was very interested in the technology, right? Like I'm a geek, I'm a network engineer, so the technology was something that I was very, very interested in. And I seen these. They were out there during the first day when you could try them out on the water. Now, this may not look like much, and most people may not think much about this.
I saw those.
But I fish in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And the only true complaint I have about my Camus is the cooler sucks. This, I believe, is the 12, and I think it holds like 12 pounds of ice compared to a 12-pound bag. It's either 12 or it holds 8. I don't remember how it goes. But they're extremely puncture resistant. You can tag them in. And what I liked about this one, as it melts, you've got fresh water, so you can take them out. They don't sweat. They've got, you can see buttons where you can button them in, or you can, since it's ice, it'll float. And being a guy that fishes during the summer, just like you were talking about, one of the things that us bass anglers have always done during summer tournaments is we've taken Gatorade bottles and put down in there. Well, that takes up a lot of room. This would fit perfectly in my live wells right on top. So you see guys taking the noodles and that sort of stuff, to kind of keep from, because you can't fill your live well all the way up. This would float right at the top, keep the water cool, because of course, the colder water is going to sink. So, it's going to create a natural convection. And I thought this was a great idea. And they weren't even the ones that were kind of promoting it that way. But I come up to them and I said, as soon as I seen this is what I think. And they're like, wow, that's actually, a pretty good idea. So it's also, if you fill it up with tap water, it's not going to leach the chlorine, which then you have to go treat the water and hope that you get the chlorine out, with the whatever blue goo you want to do. So you're not going to leak that out and have that chlorine hurt those bass either. So I thought this was a pretty interesting little product. And it comes in like 3 or 4 different sizes. You can also put it in your cooler. It's not going to make your bread soggy.
That's what I saw. And I actually, for you guys who don't know, I bought a Ninja cooler, and it has that extra compartment at the bottom, and it's the best cooler I've ever purchased in my whole entire life. But that right there was an awesome invention, and that was the main thing that I saw that they were promoting it for was keep your food cold,
durable,
and your food don't get soggy.
Okay. Exactly. So I'm going to bring this over, because now we're going to get into talking. This to me proves that me and Thomas have come to a middle ground on bass boats and kayaks.
We did.
And that eventually they are going to be soft plastic, not soft plastic, but plastic. Soft plastic. Yeah. So this is a Tahatsu. I think this is a 20 horsepower. I don't remember. I don't think I got it back. But this is a flats boat that is 400 pounds, rigged as is able to float in 2 inches of water.
That's awesome.
Now, mind you, I think that's without the motor. The motor is probably 100 pounds by its own or more. But it is made the same way, and I forget what he said. It's not injection molded, but it's made the same way.
Vacuum something?
Rotor molded.
Okay. Wow.
The same way that Igloo coolers are made.
Okay.
So And they come in 12 and 14. This was a 12. And, so it was he was very interesting. I mean, nobody was talking about this boat, and I seen it and went, oh my God, me and Thomas are going to have a field day talking about this. So I made sure I did an interview with him and talked to him about it. The company, okay, let me get in my notes on my phone.
Microskiff?
It might be. It was, bear with me. Let me find it. Sorry.
Because we all saw that, hopefully, I mean, you saw the video that I did, and I don't know, I think Geek did as well down in Tennessee. Good God, 2 years ago now with that boat. And that was amazing.
Okay, here it is.
I kept trying to figure out how
I think it was the Hogland Boat Works. Let me see if I can look that up right here. I don't know if that's one word. Hog Island. If I can spell right. I'm fat fingering it. Here we go. So let's see if we can get some better pictures. They may not have pictures on there.
There's one.
But
they're doing
a giveaway. So Hog Island Skiff, that's their press release. I don't know if it's actually. Yeah, okay. So here we go. Let's zoom in a little bit on this. I'll get it a little bit bigger. But
there we go.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty neat. They say it's extremely, extremely stable and durable. They said it's really easy to repair if you do hit anything. So, I mean, I thought that was pretty neat. I talked to them about they had, you could see on the back of it, they had some sort of, let me pull that back up. Some sort of, metal reinforcement on the transom. And I think but you think about this, and this is one thing that I talked to the guy, if we go to the plastic boats, which I think we can all agree is the future.
Yeah.
Especially when AI takes over and it's way smarter than us and can design better boats. But it'll also downsize the motor. So this boat is already so light. I mean, a 20 or 30, and I think their 14 is rated for a 30 to 50. I mean, you're not going to need a big motor to fly. To fly.
Wow.
I mean, for me, I thought that was a pretty interesting, and we just stumbled across this. No one was really talking about it. No, we hadn't heard anybody really talking about it.
So I'm looking this on my side too. They also make a 16-footer.
Ooh.
Wow. See, I didn't know they made a 16. He told me a 12 and a 14. And maybe I misheard him.
It looks like it's a prototype, but if you go to their website, Hog Island Boat Works, it's really fascinating, guys. Go give them a look here. I sent you guys the link in the group chat. But yeah, they make a 16-foot, and it looks like they're trying to make a drift boat as well at 16 feet. Like, if you can make a 16-footer, that's the sweet spot, I think, for a lot of electric motor only lakes and those type of tournaments there. So I would love to actually get my hands on this, especially if you can deck this thing out a little bit.
How fast an electric motor would, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the next things I'm actually going to show. Just let me know when you're ready.
Go for it.
Go for it. It's all you, Geek.
Okay. So I know, we was kind of given the whole, well, crap. Can I not click on it? Okay. Anyway, so I think this is the one. Let me double check. All right. So the Gravitator. All right,
Okay.
sounds like something out of a bad futuristic 80s B movie. But I know we talked about how everybody they've came out with their, plastic glide, right? The one thing there's two little things about the one from Shimano that I like. They've got the flash boost technology in some of them. I love that, especially as a forward-facing sonar guy, because you can let the bait set still and it still has movement. So even when the bass are in this kind of neutral movement, that thing's still shining and flashing in there. So you still have movement even when you're sitting still. The one bit of technology that I thought was very interesting in this was you can change it from a chop bait, which is very much easier to make. So if you've never seen, I should have had some out so that I could show you. So let's just think about it this way. So a chop bait, it's a very tight glide, right?
Right.
It's very tight. If you put a glide, a true, what I call a wide glide or an open water glide side by side, the open water is going to have a very subtle bend, where the chop bait or structure bait, it's good around structure, cover, that sort of stuff, because it's not moving so wide, has got a very heavy bend. This actually has a little piece of technology built in that you can change that. I've seen no other than one other company we have to mention this when it comes up, and I'll dig it up. I don't have a picture of it, but I know who to look for. So I thought that was really neat. So you get two glide baits in one by this bait.
Wow.
Now
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now I don't know how straight, we didn't get to fish that, but I thought that was very interesting. If you're a glide bait guy, or you're somebody that's just starting, and I think what that retails for $49, man.
Yeah, I was probably gonna say about $50 because I saw some of the Earth versions about 20.
Here's the kind of the size. I think it's like 6-inch, and just a good starter size there. But I do like that you can buy this one bait, you can fish it two different ways. I thought that, to me, that was probably the glide bait out of all the plastic manufactured glide baits that were out there. I think that was the one that really kind of said, yeah, man, y'all are at least doing something different.
Right.
And the glide bait culture is fascinating to me, especially when you get into resin. I had funniest character came on during the Richmond show. He said, like, the reason it's so hard to duplicate, it's like trying to be a meth cook. It's like everyone's got their own recipe and it's hard to duplicate. It's like, that's a vivid analogy, but I can see your point. And is there any other material that they could potentially make it out of, or is it just always going to be resin or plastic?
And I had to go here. This one is like, this is like an A-rig of glide baits. Now, it's legal. You can throw it anywhere. It's just 3 hooks. It's 3 treble hooks. That's it.
That is stupid.
If you haven't seen this in the water, you should. And this is all the KGB. So what are the KGBs? Like 7-inch? I mean, this thing is huge. It's it's huge.
Guys, that retails for $129.
Which, for what you get, is not a crazy price, man. It looks insane in the water. I'm telling you, man, it looks insanely good. And you don't have to have, you're going to have a good beefy setup. You are. But believe it or not, I might be wrong, but I believe this was only 7 ounces. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but in the swim bait world, that is not a lot. That is not big.
Can you tell me, though, with a straight face, that this was designed by an angler with a vision and not just a corporate meeting of what can we send. It's like, well, crap, we have a couple of extra baits. Glue them together. We can sell them
Okay,
for more.
so
Brilliant.
if you know Chad, I always forget his last name,
Hoover?
but he is the guy, the Chad Shad, the original. He's the guy that actually he owns KGB baits. He does them all resin. You can get them. It's one of my favorite swim baits. The Chad Shad is one of which Spro has their plastic version. Hence why I say it did so well the 2 years ago that I was down there, that now it took everybody else 2 years ago to copy his plastic mass-produced version of an incredible bait that he's made by hand forever. So he was the one, he's worked for, I think he said 5 years on this to get it the way he wants it. So actually it is designed by one of the well thought of, respected swim bait gurus.
Oh, wow.
So now I will say this, one of the others that kind of didn't get, because I mean, you walk up to a Spro booth and you see this, was this. Now, this was the little guy, and I don't remember what it goes for, but or what it weighed, but it is it's 120 mil. I think
4-inch.
Yeah. So 4-inch. But it is a fast sinker, or not a fast sinker, but close to it. So it's a little heavy, so you can cast it real well. But it is an incredible. They designed it a little more to be able to get down a little bit deeper for, again, the scoping. I mean, you can use it for a lot of different things, but that is a bait that they really designed to be able to get down there and draw those big bites down there a little bit deeper on that live scope. So that was one that I also thought was pretty interesting. So, all right, I know I'm taking
one
up
more, or are you done?
Taking up too much. Oh no, man! I told you. Now, by the way, I don't have pictures of this, but I have to give an honorable mention out. Look, anybody that says that they're a bank angler and they can't use sonar, go to Deeper. You're an idiot if you don't. We did an interview with them. I don't have a picture of it right now. Deeper does some of the most incredible sonar for the bank angler. And if you're looking for a cheap way, they have kayak mounts or mounts you can use on 10 boats.
Oh, wow.
And it's just a little ball and it's castable and it creates 3D maps on your phone, dude.
Wow.
I mean, I've seen a bunch of them. Crazy. And so if you want to know what that rock pile is that you're or what that is you're hitting down there, you can map that pond, or you can map that section of the lake that you're on. You can see if there's fish out there and what depth, and if there's shad from the bank. And it's light. It is light. It is just, it's the size of maybe a stress ball,
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty neat. Now, this is not that. This is going to make people want to roll over in their whatever recliner while they're eating their Twinkies and chips. This is a Chinese company. Now, I've seen this last year, and this is they came out last year with the equivalent of a 34. You don't need a black box. You don't need
this.
It works via Bluetooth.
Yeah.
This is their Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi. It works for anybody. And it is forward, down. And here, I'll go back to this. I got to remember how to spell this. Because I always get it wrong. But they came out this year with a new version. And like I said, I'll show you sort of here, let me go back. I'll show you sort of. I don't know what's going on here. I didn't get to ask them about that, whatever. But it's got, panoramic, forward, just the whole deal. Down. So just like, any view that you want. But what I thought was great and what they've came out with this year. Now they are coming out with a head unit. It's Android based, by the way. Is it HY?
I think the company's name is called We Stole You.
Sure. Hey, look, they coming at it from a different version than everybody else, though. Look at the price on this. This is their version.
Oh.
And this is their version of the what's the I can't remember the one that came out that
32
brought out.
Oh.
Yeah, this would be a 32, not the 34.
Think, yeah.
But the Lowrance, and it's got a wider cone than the Lowrance does.
Oh, wow.
One of the kickbacks on the cheaper Lowrance, which I think you could get the whole kit and caboodle for $899 or something like that, depending on the size head unit you bought with it.
Yeah,
you can get this and use it with your phone or a tablet for $550. So,
yeah, I don't want to get. This is Brian's show. I would like not to say anything, but yeah, it's very interesting technology. It is. Yeah, it's such a weird thing, though, isn't it? Like, because we just talked about this earlier in the show about this is what businesses do, but there are certain groups that are more prevalent for it than others, where like that is I don't know. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you can't say anything. I mean, they're the only ones that aren't trying to sell a head unit along with it.
This is true. This is
a little black box.
Speaking of head units, Garmin just came out with their 16-inch, which is interesting.
Yeah. They're 16-inch in the Echo maps.
It's a little cheaper.
Which is kind of the bass angler side of things. Now, something interesting about that, being a Garmin guy, it does not have a cradle. So one of the big sellers on the Echo maps is that you can literally detach the head unit, take it in the house, or take it in the hotel room. So you don't have to, it's not a hard thing, but they float. Good news. Bad news. Bad news that relates to they float is that once in a while in rough waters, they would fall off the boat.
They fall.
Yeah.
So shout out to BoatFX for a wonderful graph lock that they have for those. So I just leave mine on the boat all the time.
That's crazy.
Do you have any juice on the rumors that there's a new black box or a new thing coming out with Garmin next year, possibly?
No, I have not heard, and my contact was not down there.
Oh,
so he never comes down there. But I may. Well, even if I did find out, they probably wouldn't let me say no.
Well, let's try it this way. Do you are the rumors true that they will be coming out with something in the next 12 months? You think? If you had to guess.
I think a lot of that depends on the tariffs. How soon it will be out. How's that? How not only like the unit itself, but the chips.
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
It is fascinating because I guess all three manufacturers, Lowrance, Humminbird, and Garmin are dealing with this because, again, if you guys don't know, I personally think they are the leader in this technology, and everyone's kind of been holding their breath, waiting for them to take that next leap above everybody else because it does feel like Lowrance and Humminbird are kind of, well, not Humminbird, they suck, but everyone's catching up a little bit. Yeah. And what will be next that they're going to debut?
Yeah, I'm interested. I mean, I think. if I'm Garmin right now, I'm not in a hurry because I've been on boats with Lowrance and Humminbird, their best stuff, most updated stuff, and it's still not. It's not.
Yeah.
It is Garmin, Lowrance, and Humminbird as far as the live stuff goes, and it's not, to me. Humminbird is a generation away. I don't think with the technology they have now that they could equal Garmin.
I agree with that. And I from the people I've talked to, the rumor is the next thing they bring out, we'll just put a nail in this once and for all, because it'll just have so much separation when you look like you just eloquently said. Everyone is so far behind at this point. They're taking their time because the next thing I think they debut will basically be like, it's done. You need to have Garmin. No one's going to catch them.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what you're going to have on the front of your boat and you're really you want the best, it has to be them.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen their screenshots of this. I'm not even going to try and say that word. What's that word? Tell me what that company's called.
We are not sharing the screen. What are you looking at? What word?
Sorry. ACCUPHY.
Well, I can't spell that way either.
Say that stuff. Holy cow.
Occupy.
Occupy.
We'll take
one of us can read here.
Occupy.
So yeah, and here while we're sharing, I do want to look this up, because if you are a bank angler, I'm telling you this right now. I like this company because, again, I'm a sonar guy. I've always been one. I fish the high, deep mountain lakes. And, you know, I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully this is them. Yeah, here we go. I don't know why all of a sudden my screen's gone. Oh, yeah. But you can see a little bit of it here in the picture.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, I remember that. I've seen that before.
I mean, yeah. They've been around for a long time. They've been a sonar player for a long time, and they have just gotten better and better at doing some of the stuff they've done. Now there is, and I've got to respond to an email. There's a company from Germany who's getting into the real market, and they are they're kind of like DCs. Right now they're a little heavier in stuff. That was really interesting to me. They're not quite ready for the bass market, but they've got this finesse version I think I'm going to get to play with a little bit. A lot of good reels, you know, the 150 from Shimano.
Yeah, I say that brand from Shimano.
Yeah, Daiwa has kind of redesigned one of their Tatulas. You know, looked at a lot of the bang for the buck, and then the KVD Elite stuff for the price. You know, you think Elite, but the price really isn't bad. I think it's like 130, 150. Maybe it's that 199 or 200. I can't remember, but those were really, I was impressed with that. So as far as like reels and rods go, a lot of good rod companies, not a whole lot of new stuff in that way. My opinion, probably one of the very best kind of drop this year rods has to be the Elite 2 or the Element 2 series from Cashin. Dude, it's 130 American-made rod.
That's pretty
and it's incredible. Cork handles. I mean, it's an incredible series.
That's awesome.
I think something else that was interesting, because again, I was thinking more of this towards where I live in the country. Electric motor only tournaments, electric motor only lakes is just huge. What's the battery technology going to be? This company that was interesting was Abyss, ABYSS.
Yes.
36 volt, 105 amp hour trolling motor battery. Granted, it's $3,000, but
Yeah.
you're starting to seeing these batteries get smaller and smaller and smaller. And when you look at like the Mercury came out with their gay looking little electric motor, you know, you have so many kayak companies got some really good motors out there. This is going to be more a thing. And it's when are we just going to get that Tesla sized battery to plop in the back of the boat? And when will boat manufacturers start accommodating space in the back for 6, 7, 8 batteries?
Yeah. Well, and hopefully they don't have to. Like,
True.
hopefully what
True.
we see is like the 36 volt, which, combines 3 into 1. So hopefully we start to see just a battery that can do a little more. So we don't have to do it.
Have you experimented with a 1 trolling motor battery? Because I feel a little nervous about something like that.
I have not, and one of the reasons why I have not is because I do use a Garmin Force, which auto senses 2436. So if one of my batteries go down, as long as it's just one, it'll still run.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
for me, because of that design, I'd rather go with the three batteries set up.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We run a little bit overnight, but we really want Geek to talk about ICAST 2025 and all the great things he saw. And I saw a couple of those, but I didn't see all. So that was pretty freaking cool right there to have boots on the ground, like we always say here.
A lot of manners, a lot of jig heads.
But guys, you're gonna see a lot of the same stuff. A few of the new things coming up here in the fall. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Maybe we can get our hands on some of this. Well, Geek can get his hands on some of this stuff, and be able to show us. You'll be able to watch some videos with Geek, explaining how to fish it, how to rig it up, how to set it up, and how to catch some giant bass this fall with some of these baits. So
there's a lot of good stuff that we didn't even talk about. I know they've seen the ad, the G-Rat swim bait, Scope the Freestyle, and the believe it or not, I was really impressed with the Z-Man swim bait. Super soft, has a really kind of hybrid boot tail. You can get it, fish it top hook or line through, so all in one, which again I thought was a pretty neat deal.
Wow.
So,
all right. I appreciate you guys all watching. Appreciate you all tuning in as always. Again, Geek, thank you for hosting tonight and giving us a look at what all you saw at ICAST 2025. And make sure you guys follow on both channels, Bass Geeks and Thomas Fishing the DMV. And like I said, I know Geek over the next few months, he'll probably be popping out a couple of these new items so we all get to see him up close. I know he shook some hands, he kissed some babies, and he probably drank some beer. So it was a damn good time.
You better believe there's a lot of beer drinking going on.
I've been to ICAST, everybody, and yes, there is a happy hour. So
yes, it was happy every day I was there.
It really is a good time. It's a great networking time, and if you ever get a chance to go, at least go one time. I mean, get that opportunity. I mean, it's just like I hear some people in a group I'm a part of. If I get the money to go to the classic, if I have this or this, if you really want to make a run, and I told them, I was blunt with this group, and I told them, I said, my business did 10 times after I made that commitment and said, okay, screw it. You're going to put down a credit card to buy some stupid shit. Why not put down the credit card to improve your business and to make your business better?
And if you're a creator, ICAST is, to me, even better than Red Crest or the Classic, because I met Steve Harvey. I met Bill Dance, Scott Martin, Roland Martin, and I mean, there's not crowds around these people. It's not like that's what's great, is because it's not open to the public. And man, you two, we got to load the crew.
I know.
And we got to go do, man.
2027.
I'm telling you.
2027. I'm sorry, 6. I just had a
6
stroke. Good God. Yes, 2026 is the next year.
Fish in the DMV just time traveled.
Yeah, we just did. We just stroked out there for a minute. Yeah. No, I want to get back there for sure.
You got to go,
right,
man. You got to go with me. Don't overload thoughts on content. You know, we got to get content. Don't get me wrong. Dude, we did 28 interviews.
Wow.
On day 3. We walked. I'll put it to you this way. This show is this big and it's not crowded. It takes you 2 days to walk. 2 days. You got to walk. We walked half of it the first day, half of it the second. We actually knocked off, got done a little bit early, waited around for happy hour, went and ate. And then, got to had one of my subscribers come take us out to eat. Shout out to Brian Lee and his wife. I appreciate them for doing that. It was a good time, man. It was a really, really fun time. And if you're in the industry, it's really something that you need to go absorb.
All right, you heard it right there. You heard it from us, man. You guys have heard it from me a lot. I talk about commitment all the time, and this is just another one of those next commitments in your business in the world of bass fishing or sports fishing as a whole. So make that commitment, make the trip, and you'll have a great time on top of that. Make a little family vacation out of it. Stay an extra day or two. You're in Florida already. You're already there. Take your wife. Throw her on the beach. You go to ICAST for a couple days, or send her to Disneyland or some mess, whatever's down there. I don't even know.
Man, Disney. You've got Cape Canaveral, the nerd, the geek in me, right? Of course, that's the place I'm dying to go. I mean, everything Disney and all the MGM and whatever studios are there. SeaWorld, literally right behind the hotel we stayed in. I tried to get in with the rod and reel. Tried.
Dang. All right, guys. Have a great night, everyone. Appreciate you watching. Like I said, back next week with another great episode of Basscast Radio. There's an open that's going on right now, and like I said, we're gonna get some anglers back on here. We're gonna talk some more bass fishing. But I really, really do. Love these shows. I love the conversation shows. Because you guys create the content, and we just talk about it right here on Basscast Radio. So you guys keep talking, we'll keep listening, and we'll throw our opinion in. Appreciate you guys listening, and have a great night, everyone. And again, see you guys all next week right here on Basscast Radio.
Bye.